Good morning. Happy New Year. It's been a great holiday season. I hope y'all finished the old New Year, finished the old year 2023 out the way you wanted to, and hopefully 2024 has started good for you. Um, I would love to hear what's the biggest new thing you want to do in 2024? What's something you're going to do this next year that maybe you've never done before? Is it a personal growth thing that you're going to jump out and do something you've never done before? I mean, I know one of the biggest fears, it's crazy. And as we're talking here for just a minute, you all can be inviting in the comments anybody you want to watch this live right now and join us, and hopefully they can. But if you put their name and tag them, they can watch the video later because it'll be on our Facebook page. So as we're kind of warming up and getting ready to get started, put people's names in here that you want to jumpstart the new year with you, because we're going to talk a lot about that. Top of the morning to you too, Jenny Daly. But anyway, what is something you're going to do this year? Put it in the comments, because what I've decided is I really want to be active online this year in a different way. So some of you watched my little video I did, FaceTime, or whatever you call it. Was it live on Facebook yesterday on my profile? I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But one of the things I think we need to realize is we are in a new space in terms of live meetings, live events. We've got to bring those back, but I don't know that they're ever going to be back the way that they were 5 years ago. One of the reasons is the sheer cost of travel and these events are just it's astronomical. I mean, hotel rooms, what was $1,200 to get like an AV system for a meeting, now just like they starts at $3,500. It's crazy. Anyway, all that being said, as we learn how to use this online space well, one of the things we're going to find is there is a way to build community. It's different, but it's only going to happen through the comments and through us engaging. So, like, Hope just had her baby. I'll show you a picture in a minute. But she's not here this morning to help me do the commenting and stay in touch with what's going on like she has been in the past, because she's just busy with baby right this morning. A brand new three-day-old baby. I guess she's 5 days old now. Wow. But anyway, but as I learn how, I felt like I went from just being an idiot speaking in front of groups and scared to death to somebody telling me, Kurt, once you learn just to have a conversation with the audience and don't feel like you're giving a lecture or whatever, you're just talking to them, and then you're gonna sometimes you're gonna have to read facial expressions, or you're gonna hear them clap, or you're gonna see them smile, and you're gonna know that they're engaged in the topic and engaged in what you're talking about. But let me tell you what's happened. I can't see you. That's what's sad. It's on Zoom sometimes. With smaller groups, you can watch maybe 8 to 10 people, but you get groups that are 50 or 100 on Zoom, you can't watch them either any better than you can on Facebook. But I can see what you guys are typing over there, and I can even later, tomorrow and the next day, I can see your comments and follow up, and we can engage, and the community can see that too. So I'm going to try and be better at just having a conversation with you on Facebook and not trying to lecture or talk. But the feedback that I get is based on your comments, because you're not talking back to me. Yeah, I can't hear you clapping. I can't see you smiling. I can't hear you laughing. I'm not good at jokes, so I don't expect laughs very often. But I need a little bit of that feedback. So right now, what I want what is, some of you've done it. What are some things that you're going to do this year that you've never done before? Just put one thing in there. You've got to have something, even if you haven't made it a resolution. Maybe it's a place you're going to go. Maybe it's a car or a truck that you want to get, that you want to drive. Maybe you're going to jump out of an airplane. Maybe you're going to, where I was headed earlier was, maybe you're going to go live and take advantage of the virtual community and not worry about hair, makeup, outfits, and pocketbook to get on the computer. This is what's sad, is when you look at yourself on Facebook or Instagram or wherever and you're live, and you go back and watch it, it really is what you look like. And 5 years ago, you'd just grab your keys and run out and go meet somebody at Starbucks, and they were staring at you and you were staring at them, and you didn't worry about, oh my goodness, is something puffy, or is something this, or is something that, or is the lighting right? We just got to get over it, because when you see yourself on video, like it or not, it's what you look like, you know? And if you were going to meet somebody at Starbucks, you wouldn't worry about it. So we got to get that kind of mentality and attitude, okay? So let's dive in. I'm sorry I'm not paying close attention to your comments. Somebody's going to go to Portugal. Somebody's going to try and be live on Facebook. What's something else y'all have said? Let's just look right here, because I have to pause, because I'm pretty good at multitasking, but trying to read and talk and watch the screen, it just seems hard. Oh, so Jamie is, Jamie Cantrell is one of my heroes. She's clapping right now. So, Jamie, did you know the white horse fell in the mud? Are you going to laugh? No, I'm just kidding. I can't tell jokes, but I'm glad Jamie's clapping. She's trying to reinforce me. Here we go. So let's talk about this. Y'all, some of you all listened to this video I did. Actually, this was the title of my closing talk at the last conference we had. Where were we? We were in Charlotte. And I was talking about the waiting game of people coming back to normal from this COVID craziness. And really, from the lack of, or the horrendous leadership we have in our country, whether it's corporate America caving in to cancel culture, or whether it's the White House having nobody awake. I mean, we are at a historic leadership vacuum in our country. And so it put people into this waiting game, holding game. I mean, leaders that were in titled positions made promises they couldn't deliver on. They spent money. They spent money and made promises for votes they couldn't pay for. It's crazy. Like right now, 40% of the people that have student loans in our country have not made a payment in 9 months. You think that's not going to backlog and backfire on us? Cray. So that waiting game was established, and I never felt more like I was in that waiting room. Hope went into labor, and we went to the hospital once, and it was just like a false labor. They sent her to a hotel next door, and then we went back, and I was literally in the waiting room, just in anxiety waiting, and this is what we got. She looked. That's like, I mean, God made that picture, because those are actually just sheets, and it looks like, like little light beams from heaven coming around behind her. Those are just wrinkles in the sheets. She's beautiful. Her name's Mary Grace, and we're glad to have her. Won't spend any time on that. But that was my waiting game experience, just on the 28th, right after Christmas, just waiting for her to come. So Hope did so good. All natural. Hey, listen to this. Juice Plus Baby, 8 pounds, 7 ounces, all natural, and it came on the due date. So it was almost like, couldn't have been any more like designed by God for Juice Plus Baby. She's wonderful. I know y'all have had a lot of Juice Plus babies and grandbabies. So what we really want, even if 2023 was the best year of your life, amazing. We need fresh starts. Do you all remember Tim Elmore, Dr. Tim Elmore? He wrote a book called Generation IY. He founded and owns a business called Growing Leaders. He's one of the 5 that are in the succession plan to take over and run the whole John Maxwell leadership enterprise. And he has an analogy. I love pictures and analogies because they stick in your mind. He says, you don't want to be a pond, you want to be a river. If you're a pond, you stay in the same stagnant water all the time. You can brush it, clean it, put some bubbles in it or whatever, but it's the same stagnant body of water. But a river, really it's a river, or in a river or a flood. I'm sorry. The pond work. Pond's a good analogy too. But the flood is this water comes in, and when it floods, the water just overflows the banks and goes anywhere. It's stagnant water, and then you get a flood, and it goes over the banks and goes anywhere. But a river, it has water coming into it too, just like the flood had water coming into it. But the river, because of the force and flow of the water, it's going to the mouth of the river into the ocean eventually. Maybe not where you are, but eventually that river is going to a destination. And so that river creates the path to where it wants to go. That water is moving from where it is to where it wants to go, and it's always fresh water headed in the right direction. So we all need a fresh start. So in 2024, just think about that. You don't want to be a pond that gets flooded. You want to be a mighty river that has a flow that knows where it's going. That's how you get followers. That's how you attract people. That's how you recruit, because people follow someone who knows where they're going, and they're going in that direction with a fierce and mighty power, energy, and force. Just think about the people you follow. Who is somebody you follow, whether it's podcast, whether it's a pastor that you love, whether it's a mentor that you have. I mean, think about this. What if you, 20 years ago, had decided you were going to get in the minivan business? Anybody on here have a minivan? I know we have some soccer moms on the call, and I know a lot of you don't like, no, it's an SUV world today, Kurt, you're old school. I know that. I know it's an SUV world, and we actually never did the minivan thing. We should have. My daughter-in-law, they have 4 of our grandbabies. That minivan, getting car seats in and out, is absolutely amazing. I think theirs is a Honda. But if you were going to be in the minivan business, Lee Iacocca with Chrysler basically invented the minivan. He was the CEO and chairman of Chrysler at the time the minivan first came out. I think it was a Dodge Caravan or Chrysler or something. And if you were going to be in that business, that would be a great person to follow. He was the leader, the thought leader, the visionary, and he was like that river taking the minivan market where it needed to go. That's just an example. So who are some people in the comments here? So how do I know you're listening and you're like getting what I'm saying? I'm having a conversation with you because that's what I want to do, because you guys are all over the place. I mean, I'll use Jamie's comment, Paula Jandur. They're both in Texas, and I love both of them. I'd love to be having a cup of coffee at Starbucks with Jamie or Paula right now, but that's not reality right this minute. But that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation and connect. And I bet you that either Jamie or Paula or I don't know who else I was on here. I'm trying to, Mary Shear. We'll talk on Voxer. We'll talk on a text message, because we like connected today, and this like it feels like a community and a conversation. It'll take a few of the conversations into deeper connections, you know? So we want a fresh start. So just think about that. Think about what freshness can you bring into the relationships you have. And one of the ways that I think about that every year, I know some of you guys do too, is I like to find a word for the year, okay? And I want to make sure that those of you that joined, we're getting to the Jumpstart thing, okay? I just think the new year is so much fun, and it's so fun to celebrate. The purpose of this call is for you to kick off the new year well and to start January well. But are you guys okay if we do some good stuff and this call is a little bit longer? I just love kicking off the new year. So if you gotta go, you know, you can stop the video and you can go back and listen later, okay? Is that good? All right. So, Rhonda Hubbard just said she like Jim Rohn's one of the guys she follows. You know, there are a lot of people on here. I see Shelly Mackey, Lisa Radici, Wendy Campbell, a lot of names being tagged in here. All right, so my word last year was qualified, because I really realized how many people, and me myself, I wasn't like out of qualification in our business, but a lot of people had lost their drive and desire coming out of COVID to make sure they were getting the most out of life, getting the most out of their business, living this fulfilled, maxed out, abundant life, because they were doing things, but they were doing them halfway. They weren't qualified to get all the benefits. That was the word that I chose last year. And it was a successful year bringing that back to the attention and minds of people that were still in a COVID coma. You know, that way it's still bad, but it was really bad last January coming out of we were still in the COVID coma, I think, a little bit, where people were coming out slower. But so this year, I really thought a lot about it. And I have a lot of leaders and mentors that I read, but somehow I had accumulated a couple John Maxwell books that I hadn't read. So I've read those. Love Shelly Mackey. I don't know if she's on here, but Shelly's, I've been subscribed to John Maxwell's YouTube channel for years. It's free, and I love it. But Shelly's very faithful in our NMD chat and in a lot of the chats some of you guys may be in to share the Minute with Maxwell. It's what he does. It's something that pops up every day, and I see it on YouTube. So I read his books, and Travis Garza, our CEO, I gave him one of these when he first came to the company. I love to use my John Maxwell Leadership Bible. It's my favorite Bible to read out of in my quiet time in the morning because it takes everything John Maxwell's ever taught in all of his books, and it's in the notes in the Bible where with the scripture verse that he used to get those principles from. So if you want to pick up one of my things is I buy a new Bible every year. I know there are people in the world that don't have one, and I donate and give away my old ones. But I like to start fresh and read through and have a fresh attack. Like we talked about fresh start, I get a fresh start on God's Word every year. So if you want a great Bible, the John Maxwell Leadership Bible is a great one to have in your library if you don't have it. But anyway, so I've been reading all that, and one of the things that I think is the key to John Maxwell's success is one of his purposes in life is he wants to wake up every day and add value to people. Leaders have influence. Leaders have followers. Those are the two things that John Maxwell uses to describe leaders and leadership is, number one, you're not leading unless somebody's following, so you have followers. And number two, leadership is, if you want to define leadership, it is influence. So those that you're influencing, are you adding value to them? So I want to do that. But in order for me to do that, I need to be full and overflowing so that my tank's full, and then I put more in my tank so that the overflow is available to all those that I come in contact with. So another way to say that, I heard somebody say this is, always add water to the well. What does that mean? Always add water to the well. Well, sure, you're going to not be thirsty. But when you need to dip your bucket in and draw from that well, there always needs to be something there. So when you're encountering the people you're going to encounter this year, that you want to join your business, that you want them to see the impact of flooding their body with fruits and vegetables and be healthy. If they want to lose weight, you want them to see that their goal needs to be healthy, not skinny. And if their goal is healthy and they're overweight, they're going to lose weight. That's everybody's goal. Like 70% of the people in America, their goal is to lose weight January 1st. And, my mom used to say, she said, I've lost several tons in my lifetime. Because what she did, she'd lose it and gain it and lose it and gain it. And I think that's the curse in America is that there's so many companies that make money off these yo-yo diets and the ads. I mean, there are pills now you can take to lose weight. But, how long do you keep taking the pill? Like medicine for diabetics that are being used. There are ads on TV everywhere to lose weight. It's great. But if you do that, that's getting you back to a baseline. You've still got to live a healthy lifestyle to maintain that, or you're going to have an issue again down the road. You can't do that forever. So you attack the problem, you get back to where you want to be, but you have to have a plan that's going to bridge the gap between what you do and what you should do, because that's how you got into the mess to start with, is you didn't eat right, you didn't exercise right, didn't get enough water, didn't get enough rest. And I'm super excited. We're going to talk one week. I've got a whole, maybe 30, 45 minutes on the power of rest. Instead of working till you're exhausted, rest so that you can work even better. We're going to do that soon in some conversation. Anyway, so my word's filled, because if I'm not filled up, I can't do what I feel like I'm called to do, and that is to wake up every day. I love how John Maxwell, dig into his stuff, how he talks about that. He thinks about who those people are. He thinks about how he's going to do it before he goes into a meeting. And I've done that for, what's today? The third? For 3 days so far this year. And it's been amazing, the people that I've encountered, how they feel blessed, because I strategically tried to add value to that situation. We can do it on Voxer, we can do it on text, you can do it face to face. But if you've got a word, if your word for the year, if you have it, if you don't have to have it day one. Think about it. But I would love to hear some of your words for the new year, because it's so cool to hear what people's are. That's mine. So if you want to put in the comments, put your word, and then put something like what I put, like, why is that your word? Because I want to be filled to the brim, overflowing, and adding value to others. I really want it to be filled to the brim, overflowing, so that I can add value to others. But we just didn't get the text right there. So I would love for you guys to do that, okay? Are y'all hanging in there? We're going to get to the top. We're going to get to our Jumpstart here in just a minute. We're almost there. Here's a few things that you can do. You're on this Start Well call, so if you want to, you just kind of put it on your calendar. We try and do the first Wednesday and the last Wednesday, but holidays and the way the calendar falls can kind of creep up on us. So sometimes we might do the next to the last Wednesday because I want you to have a week to finish. Work on your list. There are all kind of lists we have in our life, but if you're good at managing your list, especially your memory jogger, your prospect list, work on that. Some things to think about how you're going to implement this year: hosting and attending events. Which events are you going to host now or on a regular basis, and which events are you going to attend? Juice Plus Live, Level Up, Peachtree Boot Camp, Blue Ridge Boot Camp, whatever you're thinking about. Get them on your calendar and block out that time so that you don't schedule something on top of it. In conversations, who could you talk to today that you could add value to? You could share your word for the year. There's so many reasons to have a conversation, to connect with people. And maybe you're going to master this year having a face-to-face audience that you're a part of because they're neighbors, church, friends, close. Or they're going to be at destinations that you take. Strategically, you're going to go see them and work with them. And then who could you work on having conversations like I'm telling you that I'm doing right now? I am going to work on having more conversations with my community online. I'm going to figure that out because think about how many more people you can connect with. You can't hug them, you can't love on them, you can't go play pickleball or golf or fish or hunt with them in the moment. But could that community not be who you scheduled a trip with and played pickleball next year, or scheduled a trip with and went hunting with next year, or bought tickets and went to a football game with next year, or built a business in a city you've never been in before next year? You've got to have those relationships in place for the future. You're planting seeds, quote unquote, to make sure that your harvest in the future is abundant and amazing. So don't fret not small beginnings. A conversation can turn into a big harvest 18 months from now, 12 months from now. And you know what the cool thing is? Is everybody you have a conversation with is not going to be the goose that laid the golden egg. But you know what? Everybody you're going to have a conversation with knows somebody that is that goose that can lay the golden egg for you. Will you be patient enough to dig deep in your conversations, to build such trust and relationship with somebody that they're willing to share their vital relationships with you? That's a whole nother training, but I think I'm a people investment advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your time management coach. When we get in this business, I'm your people investment advisor. How are you going to use your relational capital that you have in your life to invest it to build a business that's beyond what you ever dreamed, that creates reliable, residual, steady, faithful income for your family? But you got to learn to invest that relational capital. Another training we need to do one day. So, walking the walk, not talking the talk. This is a great opportunity. Our Jumpstart right now, this is so cool. What a great opportunity, not only for you to talk about it, but for you to dive in and take these 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days. What a great opportunity for you to dive in and not just talk about Juice Plus, one simple change, the 4 core principles: water, exercise, rest, whole food diet. What if you didn't? What if people saw you not just talk about it this year? What if they saw change in you because they saw you walking the walk that you've been talking about in front of them for years? They've seen your Facebook post. I'm not saying, maybe you want to do before and after pictures. I don't know. I'm not into that. I saw too many that were horrendous that I don't want to ever get. I don't want that image in my mind anymore. But it's crazy. I saw sophisticated, professional people in their whitey-tighties before and after pictures. It was like, why did you do that? Just, let's talk about it, or do neck up or something, Anyway, there's pictures I want to forget. But if you want to do that, you can do that. But really what you want to do is live it out. Get on Facebook Live. Why can't you talk about, I know, like, for me, doing the 4 core things and being committed to those things and doing some simple things like getting rid of sugar and white bread and, not drinking drinks that were just full of liquid sugar. They were just wasted, stupid calories, and having a smoothie instead of Frosted Flakes or whatever. Over the years, I wear the same size blue jeans I did when I got married, but I didn't for a long time. It was 6 inches of blue jeans I had to lose. But you can tell that story and not have to post the picture in your whitey tighties if you want to. There's power in how you can do that. But if you're a whitey tighty person, go for it. Anyway, just don't show me the picture. So some of them would like. Some of you look great in whitey tighties, but some of you, like some of the things I've seen before, don't ever want to see that image in my brain again. Anyway, here we go. And you wouldn't want to see me either, so it's not good. But so what I'm excited about is here we are. We want to jumpstart January. I mean, we talked last year. It's all about rhythms. And our new CEO, Travis Garza, he is committed to these 90-day rhythms and challenges and things we can do, because we all need a little spark and a skip in our step. We need to have a little short-term challenge, because long-term things can get boring because they're so far away. So we've got annual plans, conference to conference, Juice Plus Live, big picture stuff, annual goals, new year. But then the next thing is that year breaks down into 4 90-day challenges. In that quarter, that 90-day challenge breaks down into 3 months. So that's the purpose of these calls, is to make sure we have a consistent, right rhythm for each and every month of 2024. And if you make each month the best month, that's like building your house, and you don't have any bad blocks in the stack, because you're stacking up 12 amazing months, 4 amazing 90-day journeys in 2024 to make it the best year ever. So right now we're talking about kicking off the year and the month, because we're at the same place. We're at the beginning of January and the beginning of the year. And I've been in this business 36 years. January the 14th will be 36 years. And we actually signed up between Christmas and New Year's when we had dinner at somebody's house. But the paperwork and everything didn't get sent in because of the holidays and stuff until the 14th of January. No big deal. Anyway, so we should have done this, in my opinion, 36 years ago, because I've seen different numbers. I've seen 70. I've seen nothing below 70, but 70% plus percentage of the U.S. population. If you're in Canada or Mexico, I'm sure it's way up there in your culture too. But the stats, I only know about, this is the U.S. of these stats. So way over 70% of the U.S. population has lose weight. It's sad to think that much of the population is overweight, but it's true. I mean, I need to go back and look, but the percentage of the population that's obese is insane. I mean, it's way too high. So we have something to offer so many people. But I think we have stayed away from this quote-unquote weight loss message for so long because we're not a weight loss company. That's not who we are. Our main essential message is we live our lives deficient in the plant-based whole foods we need to thrive. So we struggle and strive and try to survive on this sad standard American diet that's just puts us in the grave early. And we find out too late in life when things happen, when we could have been building up that fortified body for a long time, flooding our body with fruits and vegetables. So that's who we are as a company. So the goal is to get healthy. I mean, there's yo-yos everywhere of people that chase skinny. It's okay to get thin and lean and fit. But if you diet to get skinny in the moment, you're just going to have to do it over and over and over again. So we have a message. We've just kind of shied away from it because we're not a weight loss company. So we don't want people to take a capsule that's flooding their body with fruits and vegetables. Just like if you ate more green beans this year, that's a good thing. You eat more broccoli this year, spinach. That's good for you. But how are you going to feel tomorrow because you eat the recommended amount of fruits, veggies, berries, which includes things like spinach, broccoli, blueberries, raspberries, oranges. What if you got the orange? What if you got the vitamin C of 28 oranges in your body every week? Who eats 28 oranges? It'd be a lot of sugar too if you ate all that. Anyway, so we've got a plan and a solution, but it's not weight loss. But we have our Juice Plus Complete, which can be a tool to help you reduce calories and get the proper nutrition in you. And there's some habits: drinking more water. We don't sell water. Getting more sleep. We don't sell rest or pillows. That's Mike's job, to get your My Pillow on TV. He's got blankets and sheets and everything for you to help you if that's what you need to help rest. We don't sell that. And we don't sell, a grill or a stove or an oven to help you cook and eat whole foods and salads. But we have the product that'll help you bridge the gap between what you should eat and do eat to flood your body with fruits and vegetables. And we've got the protein to make snacks, smoothies, whatever you need to replace some meals to kick off the year. And then we can teach you the 4 core. Again, it's water, rest, exercise, and a whole food diet. Those are our 4 core principles. But we have a Shred 10 program, and the company is doing it with us this year. We are, as a company, globally in stride. We're jumping out there, for sure, North America, U.S., Canada, Mexico, and we're saying, guys, we do have the answer, but we're not a weight loss company. We want to help you get healthy, not skinny. And that's the message you need to embrace right now in January. There's so much information. And I know we're going over and going long here, but this is one of the images that's in your boards, BOARDS, boards app. And I'm going to stop because I want to see the thread in the comments here. How many of you have boards on your phone and you use it every day? How about let's do a capital B with a thumbs up or something. I want to know how many of you are actually feel like you're proficient in using boards, that it's not something you've heard about, Kurt's talked about, my NMD said it exists, but how many of you using boards? And maybe how many of you are like, what the heck is boards? Is it a 2x4 or a piece of plywood, or do you know what it is? There's a few of you. Yeah, it's like my lifeline. I feel like it's something that we needed so long ago, and it's all the information is coming from other places. It's on the web, on YouTube, on our Vimeo channels, on the hub. But you know what? What I realized is I want to and try to run my life from my phone. And if I didn't have boards, I would look back now and see how deficient I would be in being able to run my business from my phones. So there's Campbell Team boards. I've got a Make a Life board. I use Campbell Team boards and my board. But you can use boards for free as long as you don't subscribe to more than 3 boards. And if you subscribe to Campbell Team or your upline leader's board, because sometimes your leader may have their own board and they pull in all the resources for you. So you subscribe to theirs and they're able to coach you and work with you. In between boards and Voxer, the base is covered. But I will say that Wendy McGlon on the Campbell Team boards and Stacy Whitmer, both of them have just been heroes with boards. And I just think you'll think our business is that much more fun. I mean, literally, if you're sending a text message to someone about Juice Plus, about the Jumpstart, about Healthy Starts to get their kids on it for free, you go in your text message app and it literally you could pull up a keyboard comes up where all the Juice Plus resources are right there and you just click share and it's done. I mean, it's so easy. So everybody in our business should make one of their goals, resolutions, whatever you want to call the things you do. I mean, I think if you call it a resolution, you almost have an out because everybody quits their resolutions. Maybe it's a commitment you're going to make for 2024. I like that better. Do y'all like the word? Let's say, what are your commitments that you're going to make for 2024? Let's forget the word resolutions because we've done those for years. Even goals. I like commitments. My brain just thought of that. So that's what I'm going to talk about. What are your commitments for 2024 to be a better you? So boards would help you, and I'll help you, Stacy. There's training there. Even on the boards, there's training on how to use boards. So just download the app and reach out to your upline and say, hey, can you invite me to the boards I need to be on? And you'll be in good shape. But what the company's doing is, starting December 18th, any new customer you get, or any existing customer that has a new order for a trio fruit veggie berry or a quad fruit veggie berry omega, the company says, hey, we're not a weight loss company, but we're going to help you. We're going to give you 10 days worth of 2 meals a day, or 2 ways to reduce your caloric consumption per day. If you'll join us in our Jumpstart, we're going to give you some key things you need to do. We're going to show you some things you need to reduce or eliminate using our Shred 10 protocols. This is not really totally a true Shred 10. It's a Jumpstart using the Shred 10 protocols. And we want you to do the water thing, do the rest thing, do the exercise thing, do the whole food thing. The company's gonna pay for and give you 20 smoothies, 10 chocolate, 10 vanilla, if you just order your capsules. If you make the commitment to bridge the gap between where you're deficient, flood your body with fruits and vegetables, and the company is gonna give you free your 20 shakes. So that's how the company's plugging into this thing with us. And we're gonna do a shred January the 8th, February 5th, and I forgot the other dates. There's one in January, one in February, one in March, as this campaign runs. And, I forgot, on the bottom there, text Jumpstart to the company's main number, 901-850-3000. It'll put you into the text message campaign that's going to help hold you accountable, your customers accountable, your prospects accountable, to join us in this journey. And tonight at 8:30 Eastern, there's an amazing call. We're calling them Wellness Wednesdays. Jennifer Myers is hosting it. And here's the Zoom link. Let me see if I can pause and type for a second. The Zoom link for tonight's call is that. Did that work? Oh, it didn't come up. Hang on. There you go. Okay, I thought maybe it is in there. Let's see. It's in there twice now. But anyway, there's your link for the call tonight at 8:30. But the flyer for this is on boards and everything, okay? Yep, Debbie, please put it in there, January 8th, February 5th, March 4th, okay? So, all right, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're getting the support you need to, whoa, that's weird. Why did that come on top? I messed up. There we go. There's all kind of support on boards and everywhere, so make sure you're getting all that. This is what we're kind of doing. If you want to see, I don't care if you do or not. I just want everybody, if you've got a leader that's just pouring into you and you don't need any of this, great. If you feel lost a little bit and you need some help, if you go to makealife.com/2024, there are all kinds of opportunities there. It's our coaching information, the calendar of calls, how you can book a team call we can set up, how you can subscribe to the calendar so you got all the events, and then even individually with a couple of screening questions, how we can set up a 3-way phone call. I want to make sure that anybody in this business that wants to create that amazing residual income, reliable income, faithful income for your family, that you get the support and help you need. I can't do all of it. Some of it's got to be done in groups like this, but we'll make sure you get the help you need. Makealife.com/2024 is where that is. Peachtree Boot Camp's coming up February 9th and 10th. And we probably will do a shred pause for 2 days because we're going to have some good food. So the next shred will be in the middle of that. So we'll take a shred pause. We'll eat healthy, but we probably will. It's hard to have all the smoothies and stuff and everything. We'll do a shred pause, or you can keep doing your shred, but we'll take a 2-day pause, have our boot camp, do some amazing things. Because sometimes the food and fellowship's just part of the fun, you know? We're not going to have Christmas and eat grandma's sugar cookies, but we'll have some good food, okay? And that's February 9th and 10th. It's this week is the next big push. We're starting. I did a video last week. All of our trainers are doing a video. Travis just sent in an amazing video. He's so excited about coming. And so we'll have all those videos this week, and the last spots will get filled up. So February 9th and 10th, peachtreebootcamp.com, and I can put that. You know, it's really hard. I feel like I don't mind typing. It's just I feel like I make y'all wait, and I have to stop talking. I can kind of multitask, but then I'll hit a typo. I might send you to some crazy site. Shelly Mackey did that to me one time. She sending me said something. Somebody's thebomb.com, and don't ever send anybody to thebomb.com. Literally, it's a crazy naked people site. She didn't mean to do it. She was just saying I was thebomb.com, and you know how in context sometimes Facebook or text messaging kind of picks up what you're typing and it creates the website. Oh my gosh. I said, Shelly, don't say that. Get it down. What did you do? And we've laughed about that for years. One of the things I'm going to do, and these are all things that are options for you guys. I mean, if I'm going to make sure that my tank's filled up and I'm available to add value, we're really going to have a good Monday morning text message to wake up your week, to give you some energy to seize the week. I mean, I think I do all my planning on Sunday night, but I want to send you out with like, okay, let's off to the races on Monday morning. So we're going to have a really just, it might be a video, it might be a quote from me, it might be an audio message, but every Monday you're going to get something about 8 o'clock Eastern in the morning. If you'll just text wake up to that number. So I'll leave that on the screen for a second. Text wake up to 478-377-7701. I want to keep moving. Y'all got that? Okay. We're going to do a special training. Every month we do Start Well, Finish Strong. We do a special training in the middle. This is going to be about failing, believing, victory, and so on. This is going to be about, maybe some of you have had big long-term goals. Let's just say one of the big leadership things I think that where leaders can really help is reestablishing belief. So let's say you had a goal to make national marketing director. Big goal. I mean, that was your goal. That was my goal my 3rd month in the business. And we made it our 8th month. But what if you had life hit or a pandemic hit the earth and you that goal has been postponed for a long time for you just because of the season where we were in as a country, as a nation, the lack of leadership in our government, just some horrendous things that we've been through. You know, living behind masks and we couldn't hug or see people. Our kids couldn't go to school and breathe, you know, whatever. But that big goal has been, it's way out there for you now. So sometimes if you have a task or a goal or a commitment that you want to fulfill and it's so far out there and you've tried a couple times and you haven't hit the target, you can't, the leader that's coaching you and taking you on the journey has to realize they're not confident. They don't believe that they can hit that goal anymore. So as a leader, we have to come back and say, okay, there are components of that big goal. That's still a great goal. We want you to get there. But there are components of that goal that you could accomplish this month, next month, in this 90-day window, in this 6-month window, that would be major steps towards that bigger goal. And we can celebrate the victory of the baby step. And you know what that does? That leader has just brought you back to believing that you can take the steps necessary to hit your target by celebrating a baby step. So that's our special training for January, and that's going to be on January 17th. You can mark your calendar. And then our Finish Strong call for the month of January is going to be January 24th to end the month, hit our targets, hit our goals. Right now, you want to be on the phone with your mentor, your upline. You want to have your goals ready, and the only way you can do that is you're talking to your team, your key people. You're helping them find their baby or smaller goals that become them achieving those goals makes your big goal so much easier. So your big goal only happens as you operate at your level of leadership to know what the goals are of your team members, those that you're leading, those you're influencing, those you're adding value to, so that you put all those pieces together and you work with your mentor, your leader, and come up with a plan, an attack plan. So we'll close the month out. You need to establish that plan right now, work the plan. I mean, the company's got it laid out for you. Take advantage of, kick the year off. I mean, if you put a message on Facebook or somewhere, how many of you all have a goal to lose weight in 2024? I mean, it's going to come back at you. You're going to be busy on the phone all day and just answering that, you know. Hey, I text message to a friend. Hey, I want to drop a few pounds and exercise and eat healthy. Anybody in to be my accountability partner? I mean, it's not hard. And the company's sending free product. You got this made in the shade. They're doing the text messaging campaign for you. All you got to do is pick up the phone and just, I mean, the rabbits are out there ready to eat the carrot if you're talking about getting healthy and losing weight. They're like savages right now. They're in every gym and I went to the, even at my club at the golf course we're members of, we got a great gym and I work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I was there this morning. There are people I had never seen in the gym this morning. I mean, people that like were struggling to bend over. It's great. I'm glad they're there. But is it a commitment or is it a resolution? And, you know, that's how gym memberships operate. They sell like an airplane. They sell way more seats, way more memberships than that building and those equipment, you know, stations can withstand, knowing that it's only going to be painful for 4 weeks and then everybody just drops off like pancakes, you know. So, finish the month strong. Here's our schedule. And if you just go to makealife.com/calendar, guys, I bought and paid for this amazing software. It's called Ad Event. And if you go to makealife.com/calendar and just click subscribe, you can always delete them, but it will put all of our events for 2024 on your calendar. I'm really going to try hard. I've got Level Up on there. I've got Juice Plus Live events on there. So I'm going to try and put the big rock events on there for you too, as we get details about all the boot camps and the big things. So our coaching calls, our special trainings, boot camps, and JP Lives, they're all going to be there. And if you just click it, literally, whether you're on an Android or an iPhone, it subscribes you and you have to do nothing. When I update and add one down the road, it's on your calendar. You can turn it off and you don't have to have an alarm, but at least you can go see it. You can put it in your it'll create a special calendar for you. Don't go to the individual event. Click on subscribe to the whole calendar. It'll add a calendar to your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, whatever, Android Calendar, whatever calendar you use. It'll add it. And then you can turn it off and on when you want to see that and see all the events. I mean, I spent the money for you guys. You don't have to. And my assistant's trying to keep it updated and stuff. I think it's a great tool and resource. Try it. But I mean, it's for you. It's the only reason I did it. And then there it is. Oh, see, Trey and Beth and Hope and all those that helped me, they're one step ahead of me. There's the link right there. Makealife.com/calendar. Should I put that in the comments for you too? Usually I have help, but there you go. And then let's keep going here. Oh, by the way, it's coming soon. My makealife.com book, I didn't do it because I can't sit still that long, but we had a professional voice. It was recorded. It's going to be available on audio as an audio book too in the next 10 days or so. So all that's happening. But we're excited about that because I listen to way more books than I read. So anyway, it was fun being with you guys this morning. Pray for Hope and the new baby. And some of you all have new babies too, I know, and new things are happening. Maybe somebody got married over the holidays and you got a new spouse. But this year can unfold and be the best year ever. But you know what? There's one thing we know for sure, that if you sit back and let it happen, you're not going to be happy with the results. For this year to be the amazing year you want to have, you've got to make it happen. So if I picked a second word this year, if I was going to pick two words, filled is my word. I want to be filled up so that I'm overflowed to add value to others. But my second word would be intentional. If I had to pick a second word, I don't want to sit back and wait for things to happen. I don't want to postpone things. I want to be intentional because I want urgency to destroy procrastination. At the end of each month, it's important, it's urgent, it's super important that you do what you need to do to qualify, to get a new customer, to hit the targets, to impact your paycheck that's going to be that reliable, residual, faithful income for your family. But you got to do and hit your targets each month to build that. If you set goals for each month and hit them for 12 straight months, maybe you had a goal to get 5 customers and you get 4. I'm not talking about 100% perfect. I'm talking about intentional and authentic. If you did that for 2024 and didn't let 2024 happen and postpone and use the company's grace of a restart just as an excuse, if you decided you were not going to do that and you were going to be intentional, 2024 would build a business your family would benefit from for generations to come. That's what we did. And we're into our fourth generation. So be blessed. This new year is going to be great. Do everything you can between now and January the 8th to get as many people as you can to jumpstart the new year with us. Tell them, don't diet, get healthy. Don't shoot for skinny, shoot for healthy, and we're going to have a great new year, and you're going to feel better. So let's do it. Be blessed. Enjoy talking to you guys this morning. Sorry we didn't have a good commenter to feedback, but I'll try and go through here and answer all your comments. So be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.